couldn't stand another hour of daylight. Rubber scrap, great for when you need a bit of flex. That sealed the fate of the third World Eater. Just one more to go. Out of Date asked to see you again to congratulate you and let you in on the final phases of his plan. This is your chance to get his priorities aligned with yours. Take control of the situation and make sure your goals become his. Just head back to the Ark. He seemed eager to see you again. She wonders if the rumors she's heard about you finding the Ark are true. She's thrilled you found one. There's nothing you can't do. The Ark seems like the only way to escape this world now that it's officially doomed. Can't stand that you spent so much time trying to ruin the world. The Gnotes live in this world too, you know. Any idea who might be joining you on your Arky journeys?
So what we have here is someone looking for a way out if everything fails. There's a seat open on the Ark, but why would you want this company?
What really happens when you make a conscious choice to be alone is that you abandon a part of your life that was supposed to be filled by someone else.
Let's agree that a conscious choice is better than an unconscious one. It's only when you stop listening to your own thoughts that you're truly alone.
But it's hard to discover the astonishing light of your own being if you are too lonely or close to darkness.
Regardless, you'll never lose the company of yourself. At least you'll have that all the way to the end.
Figures if she can't go with you, she'll just keep riding her Gnotes as long as she can. Noko knows she's known for saying things over again. Wonders why you're destroying everything. Wishes you goodbye. Believes that if it's your Ark, you get to pick who'll join you on it. Pick well. Noko knows she's known for saying things over again. Says you should take care. The underworld critters are meaner than anything. Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand. The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war. He guessed someone with your dark perspective and key would prioritize resolving the tribe war before facing the World Eaters. Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over. Out of Date understands the road has been rough, but you already know what's left to end this journey, and it'll be tough.
bebuk.
You're the only one that's strong enough to face the last World Eater.
Muk bebuk. Weta gono. Luatolu tum.
The New World Order can only be achieved by someone with a dark perspective, even if that means letting the final World Eater attack the tree too.
Setuatan pop kila.
Only time will tell what the future holds, and if it will bring a lasting peace for those that make it to the end.
Setuatan pop kila.
Out of Date says the word about what you've done so far is spreading. The tribes haven't lost hope yet.
To huaye. To wovu.
He appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's had urgent news from his friend Wiz in the northwest.
Farfarifjo. Tuka kuplu. Yayato.
He knows you're good-hearted enough to give Wiz the support he needs.
To wata.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Wiz and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's hunch is real. The Merc Puff is up next.
Koyevun. Tuvun bunun. To wovu.
Out of Date says that Wiz is worried now that the Northwest World Eater is stepping up its activity.
To wata.
He explains that Wiz is working on an undersurf vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done.
Poiketawa. Fofo umpa. Bakwa. Papamu.
Out of Date suggests that you should head northwest as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Papamofuba.
He's happy to help.
Koyetu kowebu.
Says talking to you was interesting. Don't be feary. It probably won't bite. Old brick-bracks like that, sometimes still full of good things. A story has... If you close your eyes hard enough to reality, your mind opens to let memories in. That's one way to remember what's forgotten. When an unwanted memory intrudes on the mind, it is a natural reaction to want to block it out or just change it. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. So, you remembered the automaton's power-up feature. That's a boost. Give your mount a pat and pick a path. That's a good sign. Small's Mart is a favorite thingamajig broker. Let's see. You've discovered Fanaki leaves, the densest jungle in the land. Better get hacking. Bring on the night. Let's see. The Surge Surf Factory. Keep your eye out for Wiz while you're here. Let's see. Wuz isn't easy on the tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Wiz. You might remember him from the old days when he let you try his octopod? Wiz remembers you were such a cheery kid, and he's glad to see that light hasn't faded from you, despite the years. But Wiz understands it was a long time ago, and memories get murkier the deeper you go, but says it helps to have friends with you to plumb those depths. They've been here for you since you were a kidling, but when you left, you also chose to distance yourself from everyone that cared for you. Wiz says our memory keeps things for us, preserves them until we are ready to face them again. He knows you've returned to face Looper Lupin, and that confrontation is as inevitable as the tides. He's not surprised that the loss of your family could plunge you into the depths forever, but you've always been able to rise like a bubble to the surface, no matter what. He knows that though the tides of history may push you in one direction, you can always lay your own course. He feels you've deserved revenge because of how you were wronged. You've suffered enough to make him pay.
Now you're getting into the dark groove.
That's not a groove, it's a rut.
And what's wrong with ruts? I love ruts.
Groove, rut, whatever, you can still escape it.
Escape it? No way. Enjoy it.
Asks if you ever think about freedom and whether any of us really has it. Did you make the decisions that brought you here, or are you just a pawn of fate? Glad to hear that. He only wishes he was that sure about himself. Sad that the world is close to death. Wonders if he might be able to hold out a bit longer in an octopod. Wonders why you felt like kicking the world so hard when it was already down. Fascinated you wound up working with the Jagni. He thinks of them not as makers, but takers. Just wishes they'd collect their own things instead of taking them from others. But that's not nearly as important as this. Wiz says that you should let the past dwell in the depths, but there's something else down there too, gnawing at the Tree of Life. He's named it the Merc Puff. This is why he's tinker-tonkering with the octopod. But the lid got stuck, so he needs a big enough tug twister to open it up and let you a-going. He can't leave the Surge Station, so you must help him find a tug twister. There's a wound-up mecha Fingro in the mecha stadium that still has one stuck on its back. Find it, and you'll find the tug twister. It's definitely made to lend a helping hand and do the heavy lifting. Toxanol records mention it as an automaton made for moving bionucleus matter into storage areas. This story is about a hero. Your eyeballs can relax a bit. An old home could be something to it. That's the hut. Wonder if there's anything still inside. Down to half your health. You found a bric-a-brac that's not absolutely flat. Don't want to point a finger, but the Mecha Stadium is near here. Don't forget the past. Learn from it. Oh, it's locked. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Ooh, a biohazard like that can make you real sick. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators, and you need to loosen the bolts without unsettling it. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The tug twister's loose. Let's hope it turned the grabbing hand into a helping hand, too. It's gone from being late to being early. Get things done before the darkness falls again. He believed the tug twister would do the trick, but now realizes brute force won't do the trick. You need something slick. Well, he means slick as in greasy, so you can lube the hinges of the lid. He can't argue against the fact your fur's shiny. He says the lid should open if you sprinkle grease it. Problem is, he's all out. He knows his old friend Choo-Choo always keeps his grease sprinklers well filled. He should have an extra that you can borrow. He stresses that you should come back as soon as you've retrieved the grease sprinkler. The Merc Puff is crunching bark by the minute. Wiz heard he's currently stranded at the end of the line, so it should be easier to track him down now compared to when he's running rails.